Hey everybody, welcome back to another edition of Rat Shack Unhinged.
Hey, thank you very much. Hold your applause until we finish this thing, okay?
In today's episode, we will be continuing modifications on this 1985 Chevy Monte Carlo SS. Here we go.
Hey, Aunt, that's that girl. We might take this and put this one on. You know why? I like the heater hose this way.
Okay.
All right, so
we're gonna swap it out.
yeah. You know what? Why don't I go do that? Now I'll just get the wrench and it's right here, and I'll swap it out right now. How's that?
Mm-hmm.
What size do you think this 9/16 bolt is?
9/16, of course.
Someone studied late last night. All right.
What are you gonna do when I remember without you prompting me?
So, any rumors around the shack today?
Yeah, there's rumors we might have some new neighbors soon.
Maybe some new neighbors.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And
we'll have to wait and see. There might be some future work for the Rat Shack if they move in.
I heard that.
Yeah. Gonna be a little different than the hot rods and the rat rods.
They won't be hot rods and rat rods, huh?
No.
They're gonna be repairing stuff
big
for
beefy diesels
for the working people, right?
For the working people.
The people that keep the lights on.
Yes, the people that keep the lights on.
I heard that.
Yeah.
Keep you nice and toasty warm in
Yes.
bed, and all the power to them.
All
right?
those people.
All those people. That is good news, huh?
Well, it will be. We'll have to wait and see if they really are going to be our new neighbors.
See if,
the time will tell on such things, won't it?
We're going to see if the rat will roar.
Yes.
See what we just did now?
We just swapped out
We just swapped it out because now with this here, I would have had an angle.
And that is the thermostat cover.
Thermostat cover, thermostat housing, however you want to refer to that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that took us all of no time. Right?
Yes.
And we can now put on...
So why would you put those rusty bolts in there? Is it a different size than the other ones?
Because see, it's got to go all the way through that neck.
Okay.
So that's a longer, and it'll have that, so...
Because the other ones are prettier bolts.
It is prettier.
Yeah.
So, it's a good thing we're not in this for vanity.
I know. Although the oil plug came with a, oh, isn't that pretty?
It did. We wooed them with that.
Yes.
We wooed them.
We hid those rusty bolts with that pretty oil plug.
We did. All right, that concludes that.
Yes. Another piece done.
You want to slap on the radiator hose?
We could do that.
We sure could. Let's get that one ready to go on. Look at that. Dare I say she's getting closer?
She is getting closer. So what is this right here?
That is we call it a fan protector. Just in case it happened to fall.
So the fan doesn't eat into your hose?
Well, yeah. Well, this is going to be propped up way up here anyway. As long as the hose isn't bad. You know, you can tell when you're getting a worn out hose when you have the hose up like this?
When it droops.
When it falls into the fan.
Yeah, that would be bad.
That would be bad. There you go. Tighten them up. We are going to be close to countdown.
What are we doing about that lower hose? Are we replacing that?
Oh, I forgot about that. Thank you. Why don't we put that on there? Where are we going? I'm not replacing that, no.
We had some question about the...
We had about its integrity?
Yes.
Yeah. But now that I'm giving it a good squeeze, she feels firm.
She feels firm?
She does.
You like it when she feels firm?
Well, she'll hold. You know what I mean? She'll take some pressure.
Okay.
Before she blows.
All right.
And like we said in the last segment, that this is an Edelbrock water pump, so it's a high output water pump. All right.
Does that mean she's going to have more pressure than she would in the regular one?
Yes. All right. What do we have left to do? Distributor?
The clamps need to be tightened down.
Clamps, distributor, fuel line.
Yes.
Out of everything here, the distributor is going to be the biggest thing.
The distributor, yes. Everything else is kind of basic.
I want to do that while everything is like this.
So nothing is in the way.
Right.
Because a lot of this stuff was moved out of the way so that we could remove it.
Very good. Very good. Let's have a beer.
Okay. Beer break, and
Beer
then
break.
we will be back.
Yeah, I like that. Beer break. Well, you're very good. We should use you for commercials.
Yes.
Wow, that's good.
Is this going to be another bottle of Rat Brew? Yes.
All right, so here we are. Rat
Here we
Shack
are.
Girl. We are getting ready to do one of the most critical pieces of the operation. That is dropping the distributor back into where it came from.
Yes.
Now, do you remember how we painstakingly showed you how we were removing it?
Yes.
And what was I concentrating on back then? I was showing you the mark.
And we were showing where the
And where's
rotor
that mark?
lined up
See the
with
mark?
that white.
And you remember?
Yes.
And what was I showing you over and over? I was saying,
How it
look at
moves.
how it was moving. And we said, when all said and done, we want that rotor to be pointing to
And you
this.
said it was quarter of.
Yeah, and we want to drop it in at about quarter of or quarter after, right? Depending on
Yeah.
a quarter. And so we're going to start dropping it in, right?
Yep.
And
And we'll know that it's in right if it lines up with that white.
with
when
the
we
white,
come down.
well, thereabouts. We got static. Remember I talked
Yeah,
about static
exactly.
timing? So we were about here. And of course, I'm not in the cam yet. See, I can still play with it. See, I'm not in it yet. So I'm getting it to about approximately where we had it. We kept saying quarter after, and it's going to be close, right?
Yeah.
So right now I am at the cam gear, and I'm going to start dropping. So you're going to see now it's going to turn this way, and we're going to hope it's going to line up and drop in when I start moving it in, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So here we go. Notice it dropping. Notice it dropping, huh?
Uh-oh.
And where we are.
It went over.
But listen, it's all the way down now,
Yeah.
and what do we know?
But it's over a little
But
bit.
that's okay. Remember I talked to you about static timing?
Yeah.
And then watch me. See our line?
Yes.
See our rotor?
Yeah.
Are we lined up?
We are.
And that rotor and that distributor is all the way down. That means we homed it
Nice.
on the first try.
Awesome. Your record is not broken.
Record is not broken. And the crowd goes
Wild.
crazy.
Yes.
All right, but what I wanted to show you, the important part is, I didn't start. The important part was starting it about here so that I could drop it so it was fully down. Now, if we weren't in the oil pump, see this down here?
Yes.
This would not be seated flat against the intake
Yeah.
because that little slot that I showed you was a screwdriver.
Yeah.
It would be like this. It wouldn't be flat. So we know we're engaged in the oil pump. The distributor's in the cam. What you're seeing me do here, this is static timing.
Okay.
So see that white mark?
Yeah.
I can put it after, I can put it before.
Mm-hmm.
You tell me when I'm lined up. You see that mark?
Over a little bit.
All right.
There.
Pretty close, huh?
Yeah.
So, guess what?
Now we're time.
We are there.
Yes.
And that's
One
how we
more
do it
piece
here in
back
Red.
together. Yes.
That's called stabbing a distributor.
That's called stabbing a distributor.
It is.
Yes.
The crowd goes wild.
And I noticed that there's something else different on that. That reluctor's much more clean than it used to be.
It is. I took a brass brush,
Yes.
right? Brass being non-conductive,
Yes.
and I cleaned that reluctor.
Yes.
So that little,
So all that rust that we had seen on it before, a lot of it's cleaned off at this
right,
point.
right. So I gave it a clean. So I don't care about so much the rust in the cog,
But on the edges.
the edge of the tooth,
Yeah.
because that's a Hall effects. That's an amplifier and a pickup coil. So you want that as clean as you can get it. And I sprayed it down with electro cleaner.
Okay.
I cleaned it with a brass brush. Why a brass brush?
Because it's non-conductive.
Exactly. And we don't want anything. And when you set these, you want to make sure you use a non-magnetic feeler gauge. Okay.
Okay.
MSDs, you really don't have to. You just tighten it down. And
Doing now.
we're putting in the distributor hold down. Clamp and bolt. Just gonna snug it.
And that just holds that in place.
Yeah, just snugging it. Okay. Right now we're connecting the harness,
Okay.
and now we're going to put on the ye old
Distributor cap.
distributor. All right, now, what do we know about where number 1 is?
Number 1 is marked. And number 1 matches up to where the rotor is lined up. So then we know exactly where it goes.
How's that look?
Looks beautiful.
And now we're gonna put the baby in this little slot. Now be careful when you pull on these nipples.
Why is that?
Well, because they're really, really protrude. They stick out, look. And they get really hard.
So you could potentially break them?
Exactly, okay?
Okay.
All right, let's get a screwdriver and put that cap on and put some wires on.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah, a little bit.
So this is just locking it in?
Yeah.
Ah, I see that. So it takes that little tab and goes underneath.
You saw that?
I did.
So now that's down.
Yes.
And now you're going to have the hard job of knowing or telling me which wire goes where. How do we know now?
They're marked.
They're marked. What if they weren't marked?
Then you'd have to know the firing order.
Awesome! Exactly. And so really that is the firing order, isn't it?
Yes.
So in order to put the proper wire on here, and you might get lucky because I think your side's marked.
All the wires are marked. We went through this already.
Oh, so you're saying my side's marked too?
Yes.
All right, but if mine weren't marked, I'd still know how to do it because what cylinder is that first one?
1, 2. Oh,
Three.
no, that's 3. 5. I can't remember.
7.
7. Okay.
Odds
they-
on,
odds and
on the
evens.
driver's side,
Okay.
evens on right.
1, 3, 5,
So-
7, 2,
So
4,
what are you going to
6,
guess
8.
this one be?
2, 4, 6, 8.
Yes! And the crowd goes crazy. All right.
Oh my.
So I'm going to put on my wires. How about you looking maybe? You want to help me put on a few?
I could help you put on a few.
You want to snap a few?
We can snap a few, yeah.
You want to snap a few?
We can snap a few.
All right.
Let's snap a few wires.
Do you like that?
Oh yeah, we'll snap a few.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right. All right, let's get this guy over here by you first. Okay, now it's going to go in there eventually. Okay.
This one's 7.
All right, 7. So what do you want me to do?
We put it in 7. This is 1, 3,
Yeah, where's 7?
5, 7, right?
I don't know. Is it? You tell me. 1, 8, 4, 3, 6, 5, 7. That should be 7 here. That's 1.
This one's 1. Yeah.
Huh? This one's 1.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what do we got? 1, 8, 4, 3, 6, 5, 7. And this is 7?
Yeah.
Then guess what?
And this one's 5.
5. So where's that one?
That one's right next to it on the
Nice.
other side.
Which way does the rotor turn on a small block Chevrolet? Rat Chat girl. Clockwise or counterclockwise? Say
Clockwise.
All right.
I was saying it before you said it.
For those of you playing along at home,
I did know it before he
for those of
prompted
you
me.
playing, we just stumped the Rat Chat
No,
girl.
you didn't. I was knowing that before. This is 3 right here.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
This is 3?
Yeah.
no,
Right here.
I don't think so, Rat Chat girl.
It says 3 right on it.
I think you must be reading it wrong. Because I've got 1, 8, 4, 3, 6,
Oh, you're right.
5,
Sorry,
7.
it said 2.
For those of you playing along
I
at
have
home.
bad eyes.
All right, so.
So 3 goes on the other side.
All right, so was
This
was
is
Jim
1.
right? 8, 4, 3. Look it.
Sorry.
No. I want the fans at home to see the Rat Chat girl get smoked.
This is 1 right
This
here.
is 1 here, huh?
Yes.
And 1 is here.
Yes.
Look at that. What do you think?
Yes.
Now double check your work, always. Which direction does the rotor spin on a small block Chevy?
Clockwise.
Just double checking to see if you changed your mind.
No, I didn't change my mind.
Then we're comfortable.
Okay.
Alrighty. So what do we got to put on now?
2 right here.
2. Which one is number 2? How about the first
The
one?
one with the number
And
2
we're so
on it.
lucky it's marked, huh? So how about if we stick her under and follow the natural curvature of the boot? Alright.
What number's that?
Which one should it be? Second plug. Passenger side. 2.
4.
4. And here we go. Look at that. And what would the next one? What would
6.
the cylinder 3 be? 6, right?
Yes.
I'm so glad it's labeled, right?
Yes.
And let's find out where she be. There she be, right here. Where'd she go?
You were just pointing at it.
Ready?
Yep.
Trying to stump the rat shack girl.
It's not working out too well.
No,
Is it?
I got you twice, didn't I?
No.
All right, where does the last wire go?
It
Here?
goes on the last
Wait,
one.
there's 2 slots here.
It goes on the gold one.
Let's tell the viewers the difference between here and here. What's the difference? These are plug wires.
Yes.
This one in the middle is a coil wire.
Yes.
All right.
That's why they are different colors.
That's why they're different colors.
So people don't get confused.
All right, what do we got?
We have a hooked up
1,
studio.
8, 4, 3, 6, 5, 7, 2. Coil wire. Check, check. Harness, check. Safe bolt, check. Indexed, check.
Now we need to hook up the
Now
fuel
from
line.
you, I need a check.
Ah.
You see how I did that?
Yeah. What are we putting in now?
We are putting in the vacuum line for, what is this?
What is that? Tell us.
Oh, well, for those of you listening at home, this is the power brake booster. Works on vacuum, provides the assistance.
So you
of the
have power brakes even in a drag car.
That's a
but
great-
you don't have power steering.
That's a great question, right? So it's even a rarity that without a vacuum canister that we have sufficient vacuum with a big cam to develop enough to pull this diaphragm in. But because it's a drag car, it has plenty of time to build up vacuum.
Okay.
Whereas the power steering pump and everything is a parasitic loss, so we got rid of that. And we do have a switch to shut off the alternator too when we're dragging it,
Okay.
because the alternator takes about 10 horse.
And you don't want to lose any
You
horse
don't want to
while
lose
you're on this
anything.
trip?
We look
Yeah.
at clutch fan, the whole deal. Of course, that's another we had an electric fan in it, but it just wasn't keeping it cool. And we're all about keeping things cool. Here. You don't have the rat shack. Right?
Here at the rat shack, yes.
All right. So, what do we have left to do?
We have to, you said we might have to float that so that it'll go into the valve cover there. Because
Float.
that's not all the way in.
That's true, huh?
Yes, that
Float
is
that.
true.
Float that, and then we've got to put on. What did we talk
Oh,
about?
wait.
I decided we were going to use this or the PCV valve because
So what's the advantage of,
well, it's an old smoky unit trick that a racer used to take the exhaust gases rushing out to help it scavenge the top of the motor, and so that was invented by him. So I was trying to. I said when I meant it floated, I'll just leave it here, and we'll see how we're doing for vacuum.
okay. So we were hooking up fuel lines then. Right.
Yes. Thank you. Fuel lines.
So I need to get out of your way.
Yeah. One more time.
At least I knew.
Yes. All right, so that's down.
So fuel lines.
Fuel lines.
That's the fuel pressure gauge.
That's the fuel pressure gauge we learned about yesterday.
That means you were going to get some of the purple tape.
Don't need it. Let me tell you why. I mean, if you're going to use Teflon tape on fuel, it needs to be fuel resistant, which is, we talked about the purple, not the white. But you really don't want to use Teflon tape on NPT fittings.
And what does NPT stand
Well, they're
for?
on pipe fittings because
Okay.
pipe fittings have a really sharp edge.
Okay.
And really the sharp edges will seal all by themselves. Unless they're worn out. If they're really worn, then you're going to have to put some sealant on them. It's called pipe dope sealant.
Okay.
But usually
But in this
with-
case, that's not what you need.
Right, but in this case, we should try first to see if we can use it without putting silly sealer on it. Now they might be worn so much that the NPT fittings won't bite and
Okay.
seal, in which case we'll put some pipe dope on it.
So silly sealant is not to be confused with silly putty.
Yes, you're right. Exactly. So
Some of our viewers might not even know what silly putty is.
that is kind of old school, huh?
Yeah.
Press down into comics and
Yes.
lift the pin. Yeah.
Yes.
Wow, huh?
Yeah.
All right, so you remember what size these were?
9/16.
Okay. So I'll get a wrench. Or do we have a wrench?
We do have a 9/16, don't we?
You sure it was
No.
5/8, huh?
Was it 5/8?
Okay. So we're going to tighten it up,
Yep.
and you can take a look at what we're on there.
Mm-hmm.
So we can got both sides, right?
Yep.
Okay. And now we're going to put the throttle cable on.
And the throttle cable goes where?
So it's right here in this bracket. When we talked about the transmission kickdown,
Yeah.
which has been since removed, it would have been right here, but this is the throttle cable that goes right on these nuts. So I'll just take this off. Here.
Oh, that's the one that the bolt we put back on so that you wouldn't
Exactly.
lose it. And you were looking for it, and I said, "Oh, it's on the motor."
Well, that was the distributor hold down.
Oh, I
These
thought
are-
it was this one.
No, we did put these bolts on back then too.
And then we just got to fix the. We got to pull the alternator next, right?
Yeah, we're not going to do that to get started though. We don't care, and just in case anything goes wrong, we'll take it back off or whatever. You know what I mean?
Okay.
That's not going to bother us. Anything there, okay?
Okay.
All right, so let's get this straightened away. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get in and push the throttle. And we're going to put the spring back on. It should be right there.
Right there.
Yeah, so. And I'm going to get inside and push the gas, and you just make sure that my throttle cable, that I open it and it comes back okay, doesn't jam, okay?
Okay.
Just up on the double. Make it smooth to make sure it's not binding anywhere.
Yep.
Okay?
Yep.
Is it open all the way?
All the way.
Did it
Yeah.
come-
Yeah. It
come
looks.
back? Okay.
Yeah. Totally fine.
All right, we're good. We're safe.
So you're just making sure everything is
Just
totally
snug 'em
tight.
up again, yeah, exactly. Because they use that flare nut wrench to make sure that everything's tight. And, okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the key on.
Do you have to fill the radiator fluid?
Not doing that yet. What we're going to do is we're going to do a fuel system check. Turn the key on. Electric fuel pump. Going to come up here. You're going to see this needle move.
Okay.
And if all goes well, it won't leak out of these pipes.
Okay.
So I'm just going to do it a couple hairs at a time. You probably want to watch that gauge.
Yes.
Before we can do that, we got to make sure we reconnect our battery. Because remember, battery and gas,
Battery and gas, bad combination.
bad combination. All right.
All right. We're
All right.
ready.
I'm going to click it once and then come back over to see you.
Went up to 2.
What?
It went up to 2 when you did that.
Oh, it already had pressure, huh?
Yeah.
What we want to watch is right here. Remember we took the tape off?
Yeah.
So we went up to 2. What did we say the maximum pressure that we want to see on a Holly was yesterday?
5.
5.5 to 6?
I thought you said 5.
5.5, 6. Very good. What do you got?
I don't see anything leaking.
No, what'd you have on the gauge?
Stay tuned to see what happens next in this Monte Carlo series.
Be sure to subscribe to our channel here at the Rat Shack and make sure that you check out the Monte Carlo playlist so that you don't miss one step in this process. And we'll see you very soon.